This is the universal formula to get unstuck from poverty.
Business is God's design. Business is God's cure for poverty.
Business is God's cure for poverty.
Cure for poverty. Yes, exactly. In fact, that's what is written in Genesis 1. He says, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, subdue, and have dominion. You know what academia did? It robbed you of creativity. It basically told you, don't rely on creativity. Memorize these things that we're giving you to memorize. And then when you graduate, if you have good grades, according to our standard, if you are smart according to our standard, then you can go out and ask somebody for a job. Do you see the way you've diverted from be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, subdue, and have dominion? In other words, to be fruitful is to be productive with the gift, the talent that God has given you. God has given you a gift. You need to locate that gift. You need to find out what it is. Then you begin to refine that gift. The scripture says the man's gift will bring him before great men. You refine that gift. Let's say, it could be the most basic thing. Let's say you know how to do hair, or let's say you're a chef. Okay, you know how to cook, but there's thousands, perhaps millions of young people out there who would love to learn how to cook what you know how to cook. So why don't you be fruitful? Instead of just cooking by yourself, why don't you turn on the camera now and begin cooking and teaching people how to do what you're doing and explaining what you're doing step by step? What are you doing now? Now you're being fruitful. Now you begin to document exactly how to cook and how to prepare every meal. And now over time, you have a recipe book. Okay, so now instead of just being a chef and exchanging your time for money, now you are a chef, yes, but you're also a teacher. And you're teaching other young people who are graduating how to become chefs. And now this book that you have, you've made it available and it's $20. And you've recognized the fact that maybe, okay, you live in Kenya. If you live in Kenya, you realize that every year, 1.9 million tourists come into this country. They eat Kenyan food. They love it. So you realize there's a market here. So what you do is that you target just 50,000 of that 1.9 million people. You target 50,000 of them. Because you know what?
Yes.
If you sell one book to these 50,000 people, that means you've sold 50,000 copies at the price of $20. Do you know how much money that is? That is $1 million.
Okay.
So you have sold your book, a recipe book of Kenyan dishes, the best Kenyan cuisine, and you identified a market. You realized that they like something and you endeavored to solve their problem. What did you do? You became fruitful. The moment you decided that I'm going to teach others how to do this thing, you became fruitful. The moment you decided to mass produce this thing that you have, you began to multiply. The moment you did the math, 50,000 times $20, that's 1 million. You just multiplied. That's the math. Replenish the earth. The moment you decided to distribute this book and make it available to every tourist who comes in who loves Kenyan cuisine. You subdue, you make it possible for them to access the book. You see, now you're asking yourself, well, how can I reach 50,000 people? Now you're asking yourself $1 million questions. You're not asking, who can give me a job? Who can solve my problem? You're asking, how can I solve their problem? In other words, wealth, your personal wealth, is your ability to solve the problem of people other than yourself.